Stop asking for permission. So I'm either going to ask you, how do I get that from you? Or I'll tell you, I need that from you. What's the negotiation process? How do I get from point A to point B? How do I get from here to there? Why would I ask you for permission for that? I might ask you for instructions, not permission. So stop doing that. If you'd like to discover more things that you do in the workplace and at home that sabotage your success, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified when new videos like this come out. All right, think fast. What does saying the word just and the ancient Chinese practice of lotus foot binding for women have in common? Find out in this episode. And number 2, stop saying what you think. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear what you think. No one wants to hear what you believe. No one wants to hear what you feel. Nobody. Nobody that is going to make a decision about your salary or your future in that company. They don't care what you think. So imagine back to some of these meetings you've been to, and you were going to be asked about some procedure, how things are going. People are asking the opinions of the managers to find out what could we do a little bit better in the XYZ department. And you were prepared for this. You're not going to sugarcoat things, so I'm just going to tell it like it is. And you say something such as, well, I just think XYZ is really a waste of our time.
Oh, I see Miss Negative came back to the meeting.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I was asked what I felt, that's it. What are the things that you find difficult to change, but if you did, you would make more money? What is it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can help you make those changes and make it a little bit easier for you. Women are constantly walking the line between giving their opinion and being labeled opinionated, or pushing an idea and being labeled pushy, delivering feedback that may be negative and being labeled as negative, right? Much, much more than men would. So one way to counter that and to speak the language that will be more likely to get through not just to men, but to everybody, is to stop saying what you think, what you feel, and what you believe. We don't care. If you're already especially struggling with your image, if you're struggling with the impression that you've made, and you're really fighting an uphill battle at this point, if you want to start getting your ideas through so that people will then maybe respect you more and value you more because now they've seen what you have to offer and they've seen it come to fruition and it's been good. The way to start getting those ideas through is to make them seem as though they are not coming from you. Instead, you will be the messenger who is savvy enough and with it and intelligent enough to observe what the data shows, what the facts point to, what the evidence has revealed. Now, if you start doing that, people want that person on their team. Not people who tell what they feel or what they think or what they believe, but people who can say things such as, well, the evidence appears to all be pointing in one direction, and that direction is, well, it seems as though the data is clearly revealing that blah, blah, blah. It's obvious to me based on their behavior that they blah, 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 instead of, I just don't trust them. So if you want what you say to be considered to be more valuable, therefore you will be considered to be more valuable, start delivering messages about what the data, what the evidence, what the facts seem to be revealing, pointing to, showing. Now imagine if instead we were to say something such as, well, the evidence seems to show that we're losing a lot of money when we, or instead of saying things like, I believe that I'm not getting paid what I'm worth here. Imagine if we instead replaced that with, well, I've done some research and the data clearly shows that I'm getting paid 25% less than what the market has determined my skills to be worth. That's totally different. I'm not saying things like, I don't think it's fair how I'm getting paid. I'm not saying, I just don't believe, I don't think. Again, no one cares what I think or what I believe. But if I have done some research and I was shocked to find out that the data clearly shows that I'm getting paid 25% less than what the market has determined my skills to be worth in this area. So I think it's time for us to do some negotiating, right? Now you can help a lot of people who might be feeling stuck, feel unstuck if you share this on places like Twitter and Facebook and anywhere else people go to get information like this. So please do so. Now, as we're moving along to number 3, if you'd like to learn more phrases that you can add or delete from your professional verbal repertoire that will make you more money and get you more respect at work, the best place to get them is in our newsletter, which comes out once a month. You can have that delivered by signing up using the link that I'll put in the description below. And finally, we have number 3. Stop minimizing yourself in what you say. Oh, I was just saying, I just need a minute. I was reading the Glassdoor blog. I don't know if you ever read that, but it's about the issues that women face at work, especially in communication. And they have decided that that is the number one word that women need to purge from their verbal repertoire at work. Just. And it's true, because you know how women will say things such as, well, I was just saying, or I just need a minute of your time, or I just thought, stop minimizing yourself. Women are taught much more than men are to be petite, right? I mean, we don't have petite stores for men because no man would ever walk into a store thinking, "Ooh, I'm proud of being petite." We don't do that. They're big and tall. We'd like to go into that store. I'm big and tall. But Petite, not such a good thing. Women, good thing. Be petite, be small. You know, when you look at the Chinese women who, what do they call them? Tape their feet, they wrap their feet, whatever they do to wrap their feet up and make them small looking so they can be like a princess. And then when they take the bandages off years later, you know, they have these club feet that are so beautiful. Because if you can stuff that foot into a size 2, even though you're a size 16, even if that means to deform your foot, well, that deformed stuffed foot is much more beautiful than a size 9 not deformed foot in a Birkenstock, I guess. I think that's just one example. Not that I hope you're not bandaging your feet or whatever you call that. I hope you're not. Just please don't if you're not. I mean, if the unofficial orthopedic doctor in me begs you not to stuff your foot into a smaller shoe size than you really wear. The fact that I'm a size 28, but a size 30 feels so good I buy a size 32 is totally different. Okay? That's not the same at all. But women, as you know, if you're a woman, whether they're taught it very explicitly or they just pick it up, they tend to learn to do things much more than men would. Like when they sit, you can't see right now, but my hands are like this and they're in between my legs because, you know, that's not taking up any more space then if I just stuff them there. And you will see women much more than men when they come into a meeting, put things under their chairs because they don't want to take up too much space. They will put things neatly in front of them as to not take up too much space. They will minimize what they say with justs and onlys much more than men will. So stop doing that. Start taking up space. Start claiming what you want. Start being bigger than you are. Take up more space, not just physically, but verbally. When somebody steals the floor from you, for example, when they interrupt you and then they give you back the floor, don't say thank you. You know, most women, when, for example, even if they say it in a sarcastic way, thank you. As I was saying, or when somebody interrupts them, they will diminish their own power by saying things like, I'm sorry, could I speak, please? You will not hear a man saying that. They will just talk over that person. They will say, John, 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 and then keep speaking. Why would I say thank you when you give me the floor back? Why would I ask you for permission to speak when I was already speaking because that's the protocol and it was my turn according to the rules of engagement? Stop minimizing the space you take up, both verbally and physically. Take it up. Be proud of it. When you sit down, spread out, as the people who believe they belong do. When you have something to say it. When you take back the floor, take it back. As I was saying, if you are someone who is interrupted a lot, reclaim your time and learn the 3-step anti-interrupter, for example, and use it. It does not include anywhere in it asking for permission or minimizing or apologizing. Because when you do things like that, it's not so much about, I want to communicate the way a man does. I mean, really, as I realize more every year of my life, and I'm sure you realize this too, men are not the go-to examples for communicators in general. It's not something that tends to come to us as naturally as it would come to a woman. But that's not the point. The point is, I want something that I can only get from that club because they're the ones who deliver it. If it's equal pay, and they're the ones who are deciding whether or not I'm getting the equal pay, you want to use the words that are used by people who believe they belong and therefore talk like those who gain the respect and the salaries that you're looking for. And I know it sounds simple, but you want people to think that you're a supportive spouse? Talk like one. You want people to think that you're a good parent? Talk like one. You want people to think that you're worthy of the money and the respect and the recognition that you believe you're worthy of? Talk like someone who is. Use their words. Remember to change your verbal patterns, and that will change the way people see you, and ipso facto change the way you see the entire world. And if you'd like more tools to help you change your verbal patterns from disempowering ones to more empowering ones, remember to sign up for our free newsletter. And in that free newsletter once a month, you will be receiving, every time it comes out, more free tools and visual cues and things to help you get more respect and make more money at work. Things like we're talking about here today, because we need the right tools to practice them. Okay? Now, I told you that I had something special for those of you who stuck around with me until the end. So if you're watching this, here's what it is. There is a 4th strategy that is critical if people were choosing teams at work and the team captains would not necessarily choose you as first pick on their team. You're going to want to watch this video because it will give you a very simple tool that will instantly change the impression that you make when you are around people and make them want to be around you more. So I hope to see you there. And if you found value in this video, please support this channel by hitting that subscribe button below. I would appreciate that. If you'd like to learn about secret number 4, click the link in the description below. I think you're really going to like it.